Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our morning get together live here on Facebook. Where we examine the news from our city, from our state, from our country, where we react to insomnia and we go along with it. This morning, I woke up at 4:30 in the morning and my brain started working, and I figured, okay, if I can't beat it, I might as well join it. So I've been up for a while, working, getting things done around the house, and this, that, and the other, looking for content to share with you today. Something tells me that I'm going to take a long nap later on today, but that's neither here nor there. It is a pleasure to see you. As always, today is December 5th. We are almost halfway through the Guadalupe processions. We'll have another comment on those later on. But before we do that, I want to welcome everyone that is joining us this morning. And if you're watching live for the first time and you'd like a little personal welcome, feel free to write the word new in your comment. We'll give you a nice little welcome. And if you have something important to share with us that you wish for us to acknowledge during the chit chat section later on, it helps a great deal if you add a capital letter Q. I also posted a comment earlier. The question of the day is, what is your favorite Mexican holiday tradition? If you have one, please add a capital letter Q to your comment if you wish to share. I will be talking about a Mexican Christmas tradition today that has to do with what we eat for the holidays. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I want to start with our news as always. And we start with another one about the processions. We have yet another report of the Guadalupe processions continuing without incident. Now, I bring this up twice in 2 days because I have received several messages from you asking what time are the processions and who is going and so forth and so on. And unfortunately, I don't have the answer to those questions. Now, if you want to know about the times of the processions, there's always something going on after 6:30 p.m. in the evening. If you are looking for the date in which a specific organization might be walking, maybe because you want to walk with that specific organization, you are better off contacting the organization directly and saying, hey, I would like to walk with you. When are you going? Otherwise, you may want to take a look at the schedule if they post it on the church's Facebook page. I unfortunately do not keep track of it. More often than not, the reports that I see have to do with who walked the day before. So there you have it. Just know that any day of this week until the 12th, if you head out into town after 6, you will inevitably bump into people that are walking or riding on a float towards the church. I also was reminded this morning of a Thursday tradition that has always been there, but we haven't talked about this in a while, if ever. You may or may not know about this. You may have noticed, but every Thursday at 6 p.m., the municipal band sets up shop at the bandstand located at the main plaza across from City Hall, and they play music. And not only do they play music, but this draws hundreds of locals to participate in El Bailongo, or the dance. A lot of locals and some foreigners, come over to the plaza and they dance along with the music, and there's food to be enjoyed and so forth and so on. And this is something that has been going on forever. It's not something that only happens during the holidays, but it is right up there in the most traditional of traditions here in Puerto Vallarta. It is always a fun thing to do if you're doing it for the first time. And, you may want to go back. I suppose it's good exercise. And yesterday, let me put myself up on the screen first. Yesterday, we reported on how Mayor Michel does not deliver on his promise of gender parity in his top-level cabinet. And this morning, I've come to realize that this is it was one of a series of articles that Tribuna de la Bahía is publishing on broken promises made by our mayor during his candidate months. And today's promise has to do with this business this promise made to hold open audiences in different colonias or neighborhoods each week, in which the municipal government would set up shop and listen to the people and address their concerns in an efficient way. And of course, out of 36 months that Mayor Michel has been in office, the public audiences only took place during 3 of those months. And it actually wasn't until the 7th month after he came into office that he got around to doing the first one. Again, I'm just saying, I'm repeating what the newspaper is publishing, and I suppose this is important information for anybody that is considering voting in the next municipal elections. We know that Mayor Michel has every intention to run as a mayor again. I don't know if I would want to have him again as a mayor. I'm actually inclined to think I don't, but it's not up to me. It's up to all of us. Let's take a look at the weather to see what's going on out there. Present, oh dear, why are you checking the weather when you could be watching the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer on repeat? That's what our snarky weather has to say. It is 25 degrees right now. Humidity is at 62%, slightly better than yesterday. And our weather forecast says that today will be a humid day with mostly cloudy skies throughout the day, a high of 29 and a low of 21. Tomorrow, Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a high of 29 and a low of 21. And then Thursday, mostly clear skies in the morning with rain in the afternoon, a high of 30 and a low of 21. And that's what the weather says. And now I just want to follow up on yesterday. Yesterday we told you that Ruta Mushi was inaugurating a new exhibition at Parque Hidalgo that has to do with the churches of Puerto Vallarta and some information about the peregrinaciones themselves. And this morning I have learned that Ruta Mushi is parked all day long on Francisco Villa, right next to the public library, the Los Mangos Library. This is going on between 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. So if you are in the neighborhood and you want to check out the latest on the Ruta Mushi mobile history bus, you can do it right then and right there. We wish to remind that this is a free activity. It is curated in English and in Spanish they will take a donation from you, and these donations are very much needed so that the museum bus can continue to deliver on its mission. And it is that time of year in which we are looking forward to some traditions. Some of us celebrate the Christmas celebrations, celebrate the Christmas celebrations. Paco needs more coffee. Some of us celebrate more passionately than others, and that's okay. Some people pay attention to the food available during the holidays. Other people turn towards other traditions, some religious, some not. But today I want to unpack a culinary tradition, and it looks like this. You are looking at ensalada de Nochebuena, or Christmas Eve salad. Of course, it is worth mentioning that during this time of year, two primary traditions come head to head, the indigenous one and the Spanish one, and this is not even considering influences that come from north of the border as they relate to what we eat during the holidays. But here is the ensalada de Nochebuena, or Christmas Eve salad, which became a hit. It became very popular during the Spanish colonization when Viceroy Antonio de Mendoza was served the salad, and he liked it so much that he declared it the Christmas Eve salad. The original recipe included carrots, beets, raisins, almonds, peanuts, bananas, apple, orange, and jicama, among other ingredients. My mother used to make it with orange juice. She would marinate all these ingredients in orange juice, and that is how the salad came about. Now, if you are curious about this, I will include a recipe in the show notes so that you can enjoy this Mexican Christmas tradition. Since 1831, we've been eating this ensalada, and we will continue bringing up traditions that have to do with Mexico and the holidays as we get closer to Christmas. And I'm wondering if anybody answered the question about what are your favorite Mexican holiday traditions. Let us take a quick look at your comments to see what we have. And I see good mornings, and I see more comments. Do. And I got a nice note from Rita just yesterday. Welcome back, dear friend. I'm glad that you guys, or you gals, are back in Puerto Vallarta. Let's see what we have here. Do. Hope to check out the processions tonight after the Vallarta Garden Club event at Oscars. If I recall correctly, today is the Vallarta Garden Club's Welcome Back event. We mentioned that a while back, and it's nice to know that it is actually happening. And let's see what else we have. I love watching the old people dances on the Thursday shindig, and the food is great. Now I understand why some people were commenting on old people. Thank you for that, Albert. I see people of all ages, but if your eyes only see the old people, that's entirely between you and your eyes. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Let's see what else. Thanks for the recipe for the Christmas ensalada. I am sure you will find many variations of it online. It's just a matter of Googling Christmas salad or ensalada de Nochebuena. But I saw a good recipe on this article that I'm referencing on its history. Let's see. Pat says, I love how everything public shuts down around 5 p.m. on Christmas Eve. Well, that is true, Pat. We recall that in Mexico, the tradition tends to be to gather with close family and friends on Christmas Eve, not so much on Christmas Day. So there you have it. Rene Biondo says, my favorite Mexican tradition is watching the kids open gifts at midnight. Such joy. I am sure that that is a tradition in some families. Other families don't open their Christmas holidays until the next day. But I am glad that you enjoyed that tradition. Uh, Albert elaborates on his comment. It's wonderful to see the old people dancing here in the States. They just sit and stare. In Mexico, they're active and it's wonderful to watch. I get a big grin on my face, hoping I have as much energy as them. I always get a kick at people of age dancing at the barbecue place. And I think it's actually fun that they feel comfortable doing that. And I think we are at the end of your comments for today. I do want to let you know that, as a reminder, my Mexican, no, it's not Mexican, my jazz presentation, although there is Mexican jazz, my jazz presentation is this coming Thursday. It's going to be a lot of fun. I was at the Arte Museo this weekend, and I got an interesting comment from someone that said, I may go to your jazz presentation or I may not. You see, jazz is not for me. And I said to this person, well, do you watch Coffee and Headlines? And he says, yes. And I said, well, have you gotten something out of watching Coffee and Headlines? And this person said, yes. And I said to him, well, maybe you want to go and spend an hour and a half listening to me talking about jazz. If you get something out of it, then your 300 pesos will be well spent. And if you don't connect with jazz the way I do, well, at least you know that your 300 pesos will go to a good cause if you have gotten something good out of Coffee and Headlines. And this person just laughed, and I hope that this person is going to be with us this coming Thursday, and I hope you are too. If you don't know jazz, well, this is a great opportunity to learn a little bit more about it. And if you enjoy jazz, who knows, you may actually learn a few tricks from the presentation itself. And this brings us to the end of our broadcast for this morning. I truly hope you got something useful out of it. I do, from each and every one of the broadcasts, because as you know, we are supported by you. So if you get something out of the broadcast, it is always appreciated when you pursue a membership or you buy us coffee. For that, we are always grateful, and I wish you a great day today, and I wish you a great day tomorrow. Hopefully we will connect once again for a little bit of coffee and a little bit of headlines. Take care.